You may have noticed that I move my hands a lot when I talk, yeah? And you might not be surprised to know that when I rehearse or practice, right, even by myself, I also make these gestures. And it turns out to be a big part of how I actually remember what it is that I want to say. And I discovered this about a year after I started Tell People. I was in Ottawa getting ready to speak to a government department there. And as I was preparing, somebody came up to me and handed me a microphone. And I said, "What's this?" And they said, "A lot of people are coming, and we want to make sure they can hear you," right? Which at the time was a real milestone for me. This was the first time I'd ever spoken in front of so many people that I needed a mic, right? It was probably half as many people as are here tonight, but there was this like vast, cavernous room that we were in. So I felt good about this. So anyway, people arrive, right, and I start to talk, and I immediately make a hand gesture, right? So the mic stops working. And I bring it back in front of my face, and I completely forget what I'm going to say. I just like black out. And like at this point in my career, I'd probably given that particular talk like 50 times between like in front of people and just practicing. But I had never once done it with a microphone, which is basically like giving the talk one-handed, right? And I had absolutely no idea how to do that. Now, I'm sure we've all been in situations where we don't prepare or it's impromptu and we don't know what to say, so we kind of stumble through it and it's embarrassing, right? It's awkward. So it is a special kind of purgatory to have a perfectly rehearsed performance stuck in your brain. It's just in there watching you fumble around and flail, and it can't get out, right? And I just stood there staring at this microphone, and all this terrible stuff started flashing through my brain, right? Like, I'm going to have to give back their money, which I don't want to do. But more importantly, the whole reason I had that job was that a friend of mine from law school was working at the department, and she vouched for me to her boss. These are all of her colleagues, and I am just about to embarrass her so terribly. It's uncomfortable even to like think about it now, to be honest. And so all this stuff just like flashed through my brain in, I don't know, 3 seconds, right, while I'm staring at the microphone. And then I just decided to do something that in retrospect feels kind of inspired, but at the time it just felt like throwing up a white flag. And I said, you know, I've never done this before with a microphone, and it's actually really throwing me off, so I'm just going to put this down for a second. And I put it down, and then I just screamed at everybody for the rest of the talk. Full volume, full-throated, and it was fine, right? As soon as I put the mic down, all my practice came back. It was no problem, right? But the really interesting thing is what happened after the talk, right? Because I stuck around, I talked to a bunch of people. I wanted to see if the mic thing was distracting for them, right? And something like 90% of the people I talked to didn't even notice, right? They were like, huh? Oh, I thought that the mic was broken or something. Yeah, they didn't care. What to me seemed like an enormous diversion from the normal course, right? Like borderline catastrophe. For them was like a blip, right? They didn't even notice. And on reflection, of course, this must be true. Because I'm the only person who has the script. Right? I'm the only person who's seen the show 50 times, who has any idea what is supposed to happen. And you know, the same is of course true for you every time you talk to people in your life, right? Even more interesting maybe was what the people said who noticed the mic thing, right? So one of these people said that it was really brave for me to acknowledge what I had done and that I was struggling and to carry on in the face of that adversity, right? And they thought it was really impressive, which is nice. That was great. But the other people who noticed the mic thing, they thought I did it on purpose. They thought it was some like dramatic rhetorical move to capture everybody's attention and create some like tension at the beginning of the talk. And they were also kind of impressed. Feels like magic, right?